how does a dinosaur pay for things?
No.
Tyrannosaurus checks.
You sent us that video that joke was in yesterday.
What kind of car smells funny? A Mustang. See, this is me resetting your I don't know. I figured out some sort of bullshit reason why I was doing you a favour with this yesterday, and it's just not true. Welcome, YouTube. I'm Pierce Brosnan Jr.
And I'm Miguel Al, and we're here again with another episode of The Weekend Escape.
That's right. This is the show where we tell you everything we've learned in the last week. For instance, I learned never to drive a JCB over a train without the proper permits. The fines can be astronomical.
Wait, was that Pierce Brosnan? I thought Skyfall was Daniel Craig.
Please, we don't say that name in our house. Dad doesn't like it.
Right. Well, how about we talk about what went on in PC gaming this week instead?
Yes, of course, sorry. I once talked so much during a poker game one time that someone tried to poison me.
Again, not Pierce. Let's just cut to the news.
So, you're sure Casino Royale not Die Another Day?
Definitely not.
I could have sworn.
News!
Yes, and I've got a question for you, Alice. How did they get the Assassin's Creed Black Flag team to stop making galleons and make a game based in ancient Egypt instead?
I don't know, Rich. How did they?
Anti-piracy protection. Huh? Huh? Actually, players have been worried about the anti-piracy measures in Assassin's Creed Origins. There's one that activates every time you move your character, and some players even suspect that it's been causing major performance issues in-game.
And has it?
No, actually. At least not according to Ubisoft, who say their anti-tamper solutions have no perceptible impact on game performance.
I don't know. I'm very perceptive.
How so?
Well, I can see that you're clinging to the fantasy of a Bond-like identity because you're running from yourself. It might be that you feel under pressure from, I don't know, to perform a role. Maybe you're afraid of stepping into the shoes of a big personality.
Oh, right, stop that. Stop that. Perceptive. I got it. Have you got some news for us?
Sure, there's a new Call of Duty out.
Ah yes, the return of World War II.
That's right, but it's also got something COD never had back in the noughties. Loot boxes.
Naturally. How do they work in COD?
Well, they're called supply drops, and they literally drop into the world, landing on Normandy Beach, which is a social space in the game.
Is that historically accurate?
No, Rich, I don't think it is.
I wouldn't know. Dad was mainly involved in the Cold War, of course.
You do realise that Pierce Brosnan became Bond after the Cold War, right? Are you sure he's your dad?
You want me to bring him now?
No, it's fine. No.
It's no problem. Just a quick call to my old man. No big deal.
Just leave it. I'd hate to pull him away from Mamma Mia too. Let's run down the best ever COD campaigns instead. Perhaps Infinity Ward were tired of tripping over the politics of real-world conflicts. Or maybe they just decided gravity was a bit of a drag. A drag? Gravity? Wow, tough crowd. Either way, a couple of years ago they decided to take Call of Duty to space. The result is Infinite Warfare, a game of gratifyingly silly dogfights in the void. I'll tell you what's surprising though. This was the best COD story in years. We're talking OTT villains, a genuinely great robot companion, and a real emotional payoff. Not bad for a game that got downvoted to oblivion on YouTube. It's almost as if you can't properly judge something based entirely on its first trailer. Now there's a galaxy brain thought. Galaxy? No? Listen, I don't know if you even deserve to go to space.
Any mention of Modern Warfare 2 begins with no Russian, Infinity Ward's bid for controversy that, well, worked. But beyond that, this was a fantastic second part to a trilogy that would stick in the memory even without its most shocking scene. There was that snowmobile section, which was just on the right side of dumb movie action, and 2 sieges, which provided some of COD's most tense and testing firefights. And then there were the events that led to the climax. I mean, we're shocked even now. Listen.
Hey guys, remember the ending to Modern Warfare 2?
See? Shocking.
While Infinite Warfare's main selling point was its characterization, with Call of Duty 2 it was all about how it depicted story. Yeah, alright, that might sound a bit weird when you're pretty much tasked with winning huge battles as a one-man killing machine, but honestly, it does want to tell a story about the Second World War. The tone is properly set in the first mission of the American part of the campaign, the D-Day assault on Pointe du Hoc. No, this isn't a scene from Saving Private Ryan, I promise. It just feels an awful lot like one. and while the cinematography of a 2005 PC game is no match for film, the level of immersion was incredible.
When Treyarch first started pumping out B-list campaigns, you'd never have guessed they'd become the best COD studio around. But that's where we are now, and this is the first classic they ever made. Black Ops was co-written by the Dark Knight's David S. Goyer, and it shows. This is COD at its most cinematic. It's a tale of espionage that feels familiar today, but it was a real departure for the series at the time. Without Black Ops, there's a real chance COD's shtick would have grown stale by now. That's right, a stale shtick. I bet Sean Connery would like this one, actually.
Modern Warfare is an essential playthrough. It was a game that blew away the cobwebs of historical shooters and felt fresh and modern. It also delivered loads of narrative beats that struck an emotional chord, surprising in a genre that's usually about how many faceless meatbags you can gun down. All Gillied Up is still the best COD mission ever, a beautifully paced masterclass in tension that it seems the series has been trying to replicate ever since. Modern Warfare as a whole, meanwhile, has moments of introspection and restraint. Moments that make you feel like an actual vulnerable human being rather than a super soldier. Who knew faceless meatbags had feelings?
You know, I don't think Sean Connery would be so keen on the new COD. They're all about boots on the ground now, and he's more of a jetpack in the chateau kind of guy.
Wow.
What?
It's just, you know, you got the Bond reference right this time.
I'm getting there. And now it's time for the sales.
Yep, it's time for us to tell you what's on sale on Steam.
What's up first?
First up is Abzu, and it's got 50% off until November the 6th.
That's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah, it is. Abzu is from the art director of Journey, and it's a beautiful underwater adventure that brings to life the dream of diving. In Abzu, you can immerse yourself in a vibrant hidden world filled with colour and life as you go further into the heart of the ocean. But beware as you swim deep, as dangers can lurk in the depths.
Yeah, didn't Phil and Joel play this a while back? It looks magical.
It does.
And there's another wonderful looking game coming up next.
Is it magical though?
In a way.
Okay, what is it?
It's Human Fall Flat, which again has 50% off until November 6th.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Yeah. Spooky.
No, that was last week, Rich.
Ah, of course. Human Fall Flat is a quirky, open-ended, physics-based puzzle and exploration game set in a world of floating dreamscapes. Your goal, as this little white gooey golem, is to escape these dreams by solving puzzles with nothing but your brain and physics.
Ah yeah, Jordan and Phil played this, and the way that little fella runs is a must-see.
Yeah, it is pretty adorable. What's the last game on sale?
Finally, we've got Aperture Tag, the Paint Gun Testing Initiative, which has 80% off until November 6th.
Yeah, the pattern ends.
Yep, but what an amazing deal. Aperture Tag is a community-made mod that requires Portal 2 to be installed to play. Forget about thinking in portals though, now it's time to think with gels. The portal gun is gone and has been replaced with a paint gun device, and now you have to solve brand new test chambers in ways you've never solved them before.
That sounds awesome. You know, I used to create my own Portal 2 maps as well.
Fascinating.
Are you going to ask me more about it?
No, I'm not massively interested to be honest.
Right, patch notes is it?
Looks like it. Okay Rich, in a bid to make patch notes as exciting to read as they are to play, I'm going to time you. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to tell us everything that's gone on in Dota 2's Dueling Fates update. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go!
2 new heroes, a new matchmaking system, an improved hero guide system. The communication wheel, ping wheel now allows for easier communication. Ancient apparitions being remodeled. Ability.
And done.
Something or other has happened to that.
Good job though.
It's alright, yeah, happy with that. Your turn,
Yeah.
Alice. And this week, I'd like you to tell us everything that's happened in Assassin's Creed Origins' new patch with no cheating.
Okay, if you could just look over there and then start timing me, that would be great.
What am I looking at over here?
There's something really
There's
interesting
something,
over there.
3,
Count me
2,
in, but keep looking
1,
over there.
go.
No more waterborne sandstorms,
Why am I
improved
looking over
transitions, higher detailed
there a thing
cutscenes,
to
fixes for
notice
heavy
over here?
attacks, can parry as
Why are
A
you
now,
looking at patch
some
notes
UI
while I'm
additions,
over
new
here?
completed activity panel, and many improvements to photo mix.
That's time.
Wow. Look at that. Memory.
Hmm.
I'm pretty good at this now.
Genuinely fairly impressed.
Thank you.
Ah.
So Rich, it looks like this week's comment section is pretty much all about you. Again.
Never about you, is it, Alice?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, let's just have a look, shall we? 3 comments from my Destiny 2 PC review read as follows. Spammer says, viewed, loved, liked, and subscribed. Victor Bettini says, holy shit, this review was f***ing awesome. And Ash29K says, thumbs up purely for that head slap.
I like the comment about your head slap.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Thanks a lot for the love on that video, guys. It means a lot.
Next up, we've got a comment that's about neither of us, but is on last week's video, and it says, from Fernface, oh good lord, all the photos of Ben on the wall.
Yes, that was an amazing tribute to an amazing man. I wonder who'll be next to feature on our wall of death.
That's a very odd question to ask, Rich.
Just occurred to me.
Right, well, good. Our next comment comes from the hardware team's Weird and Wonderful Keyboards of Kickstarter video, and it says, from Sonium, still using a factory included keyboard, XD face. Might buy the crossbow.
Yeah, there are some super weird keyboards in that video. I'm not sure how I feel about some of them.
Yeah, the freestyle edge is really kind of weird.
Yeah, not nearly as bizarre as the crossbow.
No, kudos to you, Sonium, for wanting to get your hands on that one.
You know what I'd like to get my hands on?
What?
A permanent spot on this show.
Right, well, we'll just have to see about that, won't we?
Sure.
Let's take a little break.
No, it's not. So it's like, so Craig is like, no, that's terrible. Who is it? So one of the old guys goes down, takes a knee like that, but that's old school. We want to freshen things up. Craig takes a step outward like that, but I can't do that. I can't pull that off. What about, and Dad obviously is like, he's just so much style, so much suave. I'll show Alice though. Are you sure you're Pierce Brosnan's son? Nah, Pierce Brosnan's son. Huh?
Rich, what are you doing?
This is nothing. It's just Alice? Although I'm a games journalist of some experience, I take no pleasure in delivering bad news. And yet today it falls on me to tell you that, sadly, Alice was killed in an accident on set. As the man who pulled the trigger, in some ways, I blame myself. And yet Alice must accept some portion of the blame. It was she who made me doubt whether I really was Pierce Brosnan's son. As it turns out, I truly am. And with that heritage comes a terrible gift. To find out where this new power and responsibility takes me over the coming weeks, please like and subscribe. This marks the second death in 3 weeks among Weekend Escape crew. We should probably launch an inquest or something. But to be honest, we've been pretty busy putting together this montage. Roll the tape.
That's it, we're done.
I even managed to, there you go.